being flown to Hawaii, having a supercross track made, riding on the beach, riding on the grass. Just, we gotta say, of all time like rider announcements, this is awesome. I mean, especially for Shea Sexton to be the person who gets this kind of benefit. Yeah, it's a nice off-season vacation, announcement with your new team, your new sponsors, and we now know what the length of his deal is, and that's a quote unquote, a long-term deal for this sport, being that it's 3 years, considering his last one with KTM was 24 and 25, so the 2-year deal, which is pretty much the norm. I mean, you gotta say, in terms of sports in general, like supercross, motocross has very short contracts. You're talking baseball, you're into the 10, 12-year deals. Football, you're, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And supercross, motocross, it's 2 years, maybe one, depending on if you're a, no, not the super big factory name guy or not. But we do know this is a 3-year deal. And with a quote from Sexton on the Pulp MX show saying, quote, 3 years. I mean, this move for me, I wanted this to be a long-term thing. I really don't want to switch teams anymore. I wanted to be confident in my decision, so I went with 3, and yeah, I'm excited. I think I moved teams so much with Honda and KTM, so I'd really like to find a home. And like I said, it's been good working with these guys. Now, who knows? I mean, obviously, if the bike is bad, let's be honest here. If the Jorge Prado, it wasn't all him, if it was some of the bike and Sexton's now on it for 3 years, it's not going to be good. I mean, obviously they went from, or Kawasaki at least, went from 1 3-year deal with Prado now into another 3-year deal with Sexton. And we're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, when A1 comes around, he could look like an absolute rocket ship, or he could be having problems. And if it's that kind of thing, it might not just be the riders, it might actually be the bike. Who knows? I mean, obviously, when you're the 0.001% of racers, riders, whatever you want to call it, you want things exactly the way you want them to. The speeds they're going, the distances and heights that they're jumping, you want to be as comfortable on these bikes as absolutely possible. And, most people would get on and say, this is the perfect bike. Everything feels great. But, it is, like I said, the 0.001%, they are above average. I mean, you've got completely sidetrack here. Eli Tomac says that an average 450 is not fast enough for him. Whereas 99.999% of people would get on a 450 and never be able to get the full amount out of it. But, I mean, this is good. For Sexton, it's big money, obviously. 3-year deal, switching over to Monster Energy from the Red Bull KTM stuff. And I'm assuming probably a pretty good price tag, considering he is a past champion and a always should be considered at the top kind of guy. They're talking, who knows, big money, whatever the money actually is. But for him, this is awesome. I mean, obviously, like I said, you get the nice little holiday vacation sort of work trip to be announced on the team, which has been announced for months. It's not exactly a well-kept secret at this point, or wasn't a well-kept secret for a while, but who knows? A1 comes around, what are we, like 60-something, 50-something days away from that? We'll see where everything falls with all of the rider changes. Sexton from KTM to Kawasaki, Prado from Kawasaki to KTM. When you got Anderson to Suzuki, you've got Tomac from Yamaha to KTM. There's a lot of people changing, a lot of big name people changing, and it's going to be a very exciting season. But this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. How well does Anderson do? How well do any of the other people who moved? Are you excited about any of them? Whatever it is, comment down below. Tell me what you think. While you're down there, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Do all the fun things this platform lets you do, because it does really help me out. I appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you later. Peace.